What's up, rats? In today's video, I'm going to give you my opinion on Killer Clowns from Outer Space. And I've been playing a week before it officially released because I had the pre-order bonus. I could play a week early. And so I've been playing it for a little bit. Here's my opinions of the game. I'm not going to wait until the end of the video to tell you my overall opinion. If you want a TLDR, here you go. I don't enjoy the game. My friends have refunded it or just say it's okay at best. If I could refund it, I would because I don't know if I'm gonna really touch this game again. So now that with that out of the way, I'm gonna get into all the reasons why I really think this game isn't gonna be anything great. So the first thing is more of a general thing. I have 16 hours in the game, and I'm already level 54, I believe. But either way, I'm above 50, and if you know, by playing, level 50 is kind of the last thing that you unlock for anything. Level 50, you unlock Shorty and, like, I think the bounce caster gun. So within 16 hours, I pretty much done everything I need to get all the items, which there's no sense of progression. There is the challenges where I can unlock more cosmetics, but it's like, I'm already max level, kind of like. I just think there's no progression in the game, and this game could really use some progression. So, with that said, I'm going to start off by talking about the survivor side of things, and then move on to clowns. So, starting off with the survivor side of things that I don't think is great with the game is the humans can look weird at times. Maybe it's just me, but I just feel like the human models are just quite weird and just not anything like great. The different classes, they don't feel unique. I would be at times playing the whatever the strongest archetype is, and I want to go fight the clowns, and I feel like I am doing absolutely nothing using a melee weapon against them. Uh, which I guess also leads to another point. The melee feels really clunky. I've seen multiple occasions where my melee weapon will just go through the clown or the human and just not do any damage. You have a damage indicator. I just see my max charge hit trying to knock out the clown or human just completely go through their model and not do any damage. So the melee really feels clunky. The classes don't feel unique. Uh, and then if you escape early in the game, like I've had games where I escaped in 3 minutes with other people. Like I'm not just being greedy for myself. Like I actually play the game, escape with other people on whatever, and then I have to sit there for 12 minutes while the game plays out. I can't come back from the resurrection machine because I already escaped. Only if you die you can come back through the resurrection machine. So I'm just sitting there for 12 minutes watching a bunch of randoms play the game. Granted, I won't have this much issue if my friends were playing, but they don't even enjoy the game, so I'm not going to have friends playing this game. And I guess that's more of a me issue, but still, just sitting there for 12 minutes doing nothing because I already played the game and escaped is a little just it doesn't feel great. Granted, I could still have an impact on the game using the mini games, but they're randoms most of the time. Like I just don't care. I want to play the game. I don't want to sit there for 12 minutes. Granted, I could leave but I wouldn't get XP. I guess I don't need XP anymore, but it's like I still feel bad for leaving because I'm not giving them items, and maybe a bot takes over and then they spawn in weirdly even though I've already escaped, so there's like no point of the bot being there. It TLDR, it's weird sitting in the screen even though I've already escaped and I would like to play the game. Another thing about Survivor is if you get bad RNG on objective items, you're kind of just there running around the map the entire time trying to look for the objective items, trying to look for teammates with objective items. You just feel like a headless chicken out there if you just don't find any objective items yourself, especially if you're playing with randoms, which I imagine most of us are. We're just playing with randoms. You get bad RNG, you don't get objective items, you're just running around aimlessly. And it's not really fun. And it kind of leads into my next point of there is very little communication in the game. Trying to compare the communication to Friday the 13th. The only thing you have in this game is really flares to alert teammates that something's going on. You should probably get over here, which takes up inventory space and is a one-time use. So flares, they can be good in attracting your teammates, but they're also a noise thing. So the clowns will come over. It's just, flares aren't that good, and if you, like I said, comparing it to Friday, you actually have walkie-talkies that you can pick up in the game, and like you can talk to your teammates. Granted, most people don't really use it or talk, but it would be nice to have that extra thing where you can communicate with your teammates. Just add a little bit more to the proxy chat, like you're talking your secret plan, and then next thing you know, a clown hears it. Oh no, that would be so cool, like it was in Friday the 13th. Um, like I would just love like a walkie-talkie or something. Staying on the walkie-talkie point for a second, it'd be like great if you are being chased by multiple clowns. You can call it out, and you can alert your teammates like, okay, I have two clowns on me. Do something or come and help me. Like, I feel like that would be just a great addition to this game. Also, another thing about the survivors is the guns just feel terrible to use. Like most time I find a gun and I'm just like so unexcited because they're just so bad. Um, you don't have much ammo to begin with in the gun, so I feel like they should be very impactful if you have okay aim. But like right now, if you even have okay or great aim, your guns are kind of useless. I kind of use them as like a finisher, like because they count as a sharp object, so you can like poke the clown's nose with it if they're down. But even at that, they are so inconsistent. The revolver is at least where I'll be standing in front of the clown trying to shoot their nose, but it's just not going where I wanted to go because the spread is so much. And even if I'm not trying to use that as finisher or just trying to get them down using the gun, it's just it doesn't feel great. The ammo's not many. Like I feel like it should be a very effective weapon with the ammo use, which it just doesn't feel like that. The guns just feel like total absolute uselessness. Also with the survivor side of things, the spawn points can be very predictable at times. I've only played 16 hours, but like the spawn points, I would be spawning at this house, and the next thing you know, a clown spawns very close, and I'm sure over time, clowns will know, oh, that's a human spawn point. I should go over there. So in like 20 seconds in the game, I'm already being chased, which is really, really bad. You just have no weapons early on. You got nothing. You just gotta run for your life. It just, I feel like the spawn points are just a little too predictable. One thing I want to talk about before I start talking about clowns is I'm looking at Steam charts, and granted this is only on Steam, but like there's not that many players right now. Like we're at 2,000 as I'm recording this. The 24-hour peak is 3,400, which isn't terrible, but it's not great. Texas Chainsaw when that released usually does great, and I guess that saying, looking at these numbers, it kind of brings me back to a point where licensed ASIM games have not gone well in the past. If you think about Evil Dead, and that game, granted, it had its own issues. It died within a year. You're kind of stuck in your own universe. You can't really go and create an IP like Dead by Daylight does. You just you're really stuck with that license. Like Texas Chainsaw isn't doing too great right now. That's not even hit a year yet in that game. I just don't know if it will last another year. This game already starting off weaker than I believe Evil Dead and Texas Chainsaw did. I just don't see very longevity for this game. Um, yeah, I don't think it would be lucky if this game really hits a year. Moving over to the clown side of things, I already talked about the weird and melee and whatnot. Um, the maps, whenever you want to go teleport, the map is so zoomed in. I kind of like Friday the 13th map better, where it was zoomed out. You had an easier time navigating to where you wanted to teleport to in the map. This time it's just in Killer Clowns, it's just so zoomed in. It's just, granted, you can see the objective better, and I'm sure I would get used to it over time, but like, I just prefer to zoom out and just kind of have an image in my head where I want to go instead of just zoomed in. Gotta move it ever to whatever direction. Look, zoom in on the map, look for items, and then teleport there. It's a little gripe, might just be me, but I feel like the zoomed out map in Friday the 13th, if you know what I'm talking about, is just way better. Also, with the clowns, I just don't see any point in cocooning a human. You can try and get the end game early. I just have not even ever been close in a game yet where I've been able to threaten the end game early by summoning the clown pop just by filling up all of generators. I just feel like it's more worth killing a human than cocooning them. Uh, you get a lackey, like, they're not that impactful. You're aiming for the end game. It's only really useful if there's like clump of humans, and you might want to quickly cocoon one and try and kill the other. Even then, they just get out of them with sharp objects, or someone else goes and saves them. I just feel like it's worth just eliminating a player. Granted, there's the resurrection machine, but it's only one use. I feel like it is more valuable to get a player out than it is to cocoon them, which they're probably going to inevitably escape. I can't even say that word. You could camp them, but that is just so boring. Like, you can even get killed. It's not like DBD. I have seen people camp me, even though it's just so useless because all it takes is one person to knock them down, and then it's really easy to save someone. Or maybe I have a dead teammate and I'm in a cocoon. Next thing you know, they pull a knife and then they give it to me, and then I don't know. I just got a knife spawned on me. I just use it and get my way out. There's no point in cocooning. Just kill the survivors. I don't like it. Also, another thing I hate with the clowns is like, yes, there is different clowns with different stats that you can use, but ultimately you can literally put the same ability on, which we all know lure is like the best clown ability. It just it doesn't they just don't feel unique. Like the only one that really feels unique are Jumbo and Shorty because they have different HP pools and really lopsided stats. They're really good in one thing but really terrible at the other thing. The other clowns they kind of feel similar. The abilities you can, like I said, you can use the same ability on literally every clown. It just doesn't feel great. Lure just being OP. Granted, that could change easily, but they just don't really feel unique is my point I'm trying to get across. And that's all I have for this video. For a $40 game, I just feel like it's too much to ask for nowadays. It it's an okay game at best, and I'm just not going to spend $40 on an okay game where I'm just not going to get that much gameplay, really. And that's kind of where I'm at. I just don't see this game going really far. It's kind of disappointing, but kind of be expected with a licensed ASIM game where the history has showed where they just don't do well. As for this channel, I still love gaming. I still want to play games. I just don't know what game will be next on my channel. The only one I have in my sights is Marvel Rivals, but that's not expected to release till 2025, so I gotta find something till then. Kind of don't want to do DVD content, but it might literally come to that for the time being until Marvel Rivals that releases, and hopefully that game's good. The alphas seem really good. That's about it. Peace out, rats.